What's going on, YouTube? Hope you're having a good day and hope you're having a good week as always. I'm here. I'm going to live stream on Facebook as well. And we're going to talk about the infamous squad and why they're here. We're going to try to have the most accurate analysis on that since I see a lot of confusion from both sides and I wanted to weigh in on it. So let's start up the Facebook stream. And then what's going on, Facebook? Hope you're having a good day. I'm on YouTube as well. I got the dual thing going on. And we're going to talk about the squad today. Why are they here? So I'm going to start with two things, and then we're going to do some shout outs. I always think I'm like, if people start watching this stream after it's live, it might get boring waiting a few minutes. So I'm going to drop two gems, and then we're going to do shout outs. Let me know your name. Let me know where you're from, and we'll get the shout outs going. So two things I want you to think about when you think about the squad or anything is imagine a tree and imagine swinging at the leaves and just hitting all the leaves and being like, why won't the tree fall down? They keep growing back. They keep growing back. You know, you can't swing at the leaf. You got to uproot the tree in order to actually solve the problem. That's something I want you to think about. And the second thing I want you to think about is if somebody waters a plant, if somebody buys a plant, if somebody provides sunlight, if somebody provides soil for the plant, and then you sit there and say, blame the plant for being there, you're never going to solve the problem. So that's two things I want you guys to think about. And now we're going to do some shout outs. That's for people watching not live so it doesn't get too boring. We got Brenda from Colorado. Thank you. Robert said my favorite hippie. I am a hippie and a hipster. Today I have almond milk. Tomorrow I'll have cashew milk. And next day I'll have oat milk. Nice beard, bro. Thank you. Someone said, Anomaly, trim your beard. I mean, I trimmed a little, but we got Jeff and Cali. We got Kevin from Knoxville. We got Vero Saris from Columbia. God bless. We got Myers from Claremore, Oklahoma. We got Jason from Houston. We got Matthew from Sacramento. We got Love from Tijuana in the house. God bless. We got we have international love here. We got Marks from Alabama, not Karl Marx, but Marks Nutsy. I don't know if that's your real name. We got Barranquilla, Colombia. God bless. Someone said coconut milk. I could vibe with coconut milk too. This is that almond milk though. I like cashew milk more than almond milk. I don't want to bore you with my hipsterness. We got Yeshuda from Jerusalem. God bless you. We got Sherry from Cincinnati. We got Karen from Louisiana. We got Lori. We have ZP from Israel. We got Double Israel in the house. God bless you guys. We got Zachary from Arkansas. Rourke from Texas. We got LG from New England. Amanda from West Arkansas. Thank you, Reed. Thank you, Riley. Appreciate you. We got Amber from Australia. We're international today. Yikes. Not yikes. That's a good yikes. I just like saying yikes. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Dennis. We got Marita. We got Ray from Iowa. We got Love from Nashville. We got Indianapolis in the house. No problem, Marks. I got you. Thank you for not being Karl Marx. Now, all jokes aside, Bonita, which means beautiful in Spanish. That's a nice name. Gumer from Arizona. Someone said, ever do cow's milk? I mean, I eat cheese a little bit, but I try to cut down on the cow's milk. Liza Jean, do you though? You know, I'm no health expert. Liza Jean, Niagara Falls, Ontario. We got Providence in the house. Once we hit 1,000 on Facebook, we're going to start, but we're almost there. We're at 900. Boone from Omaha. God bless you. We got Tony. Thank you. Appreciate you. We got Sidetracked Bear from Missouri. Thank you, Sidetracked Bear. Don't get sidetracked again. Goat's milk. I mean, guys, I like goat's milk. I just try to stay. A lot of milk, I believe, is inflames. You know, I try to stay away from it a little bit. But once again, I'm no health expert. I eat a little bit of everything. I just try to stay away from certain things. We got Jeremy from Minnesota, York, Pennsylvania. Justin, what's up, Justin? Ray C from Middletown. The beer looks awesome. Thank you. It's not intentional. I just can't do that much. Although my foot is feeling better for those who care. Reggie, Arizona. We got Sparky OG from Kentucky. We're at 983. We're almost at 1,000. So, and we're at 187 on YouTube. We got Jefferson. Thank you, brother. We got Ronald. Says, smile, everyone. We're at 999. Don't flip that upside down. All right, we're at 1,000 on Facebook. So we'll start it up. So the two things I said at the beginning, we're gonna get back in on that. You can't. An analogy I really like to say all the time, and this doesn't just go with the squad. This goes with everything. So you can't chop at leaves, and I feel like that's what a lot of people do in politics. They swing at leaves, like even a Trump. It's like you're swinging at a leaves. The squad. I get it. There's things to be done, but you can't uproot a tree by swinging at the leaf. And no matter how many leaves you cut off, they always grow back until you get to the root of the problem. A lot of people don't understand this in politics. And the second one I said, and then we're going to explain how this, actually translates, is imagine somebody waters a plant. Imagine somebody buys a plant. They plant the plant. They provide soil for the plant. They provide sunlight for the plant. And the plant grows big. And then you start yelling at the plant for going big. It doesn't make sense. And this is what I want to say about the squad. So I'm going to get into Trump's tweet that kind of inspired it. There's a possibility that he's playing, four-dimensional chess, and we're going to get into that too. But outside of that, our education system, culture, I think it was Andrew Breitbart who said that culture is upstream from politics. And in many ways, that's cool. The school definitely indoctrinates you, and school definitely molds who you are. So do your parents. But if you don't have, so can religion. But if you don't have religion, as a lot of my generation grew up without religion, and previous generations grew up with a lot more Christianity. If you grow up without, a school system that you don't really trust, you kind of lean on the culture. That's what I did. It was rap music that I was like, wow, these guys are, telling the truth, and they're keeping it real. And there were a lot of rappers that were keeping it real. That's why I love hip hop. But the point I'm getting to is our culture, our television shows, our school systems now, our music, our entertainment, the movies, it's breeding a culture of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's and Rashida Tlaib's and whatever the other ones' names are, Ilhan Omar. So the point I'm getting at is the seed that was planted, the watering, the sunlight, the soil, it's our whole system. So our system is breeding millions of people like this. And, until we really understand that, it doesn't really matter. We can hate on them all they want. Trump tweeted earlier, I don't want to, misphrase him, but he said something along the lines of, our Congress was great. And, they're taking the country far, far left. And I always say this to the left wing, and now I'm going to say it to the right wing, which I have. Donald Trump won because other politicians sucked. Me personally, I think Trump is hilarious. I was like not feeling the guy really, but I gave him a chance. I'm not a total psycho. Anyway, he's not the problem at worst, even if you're left wing, even if you don't like Donald Trump. He's a symptom of the problem. Donald Trump is what you get when you run Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump is what you get when you have 8 years of Barack Obama. Donald Trump is what you have when George Bush, Newt Gingrich and Ted Cruz are the coolest things on the right wing, and Jeb Bush, and that's what you get. You get a Donald Trump because he exceeds them in comedy. He exceeds them in likability. He exceeds them in, authenticity. And they set a very, very low bar. You could say Donald Trump is here. You could say he's here. You could say he's here. You could say he's here. I'm not trying to argue that now, but they set a low bar. So Donald Trump won the election. It's the same thing with the Democratic Party. Why do we have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Why do we have Ilhan Omar? The wrong analysis, and maybe it's 4D chess, we'll get into that in a second, but the wrong analysis is to say, man, they were really great. You could say they were a little bit more normal. Barack Obama deported, illegal immigrants. Chuck Schumer wanted to deport illegal immigrants. That's definitely true. But the wrong analysis is to say, they're swinging the Democratic Party, like they're the reason that the Democratic Party is going downhill. It's the same thing as Trump. It's the Democratic Party was so bad and pathetic. When you have Nancy Pelosi, when you have Chuck Schumer, when you have Obama, who is a great liar, he's a very intelligent guy. When you have Hillary Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, what do you expect? People are desperate for something. I mean, Chuck Schumer, when it comes to authenticity, dude has no pulse. Nancy Pelosi, when it comes to authenticity, she has no authentic pulse in her body. So the youth is reaching for something. And what did the youth learn? My generation, what did we learn growing up? A lot of the stuff through music, through entertainment, especially now in Hollywood, it's in overdrive. We learned all of these qualities that, Ilhan Omar and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, this rebellious, tear it all down, racist, sexist, xenophobic, Nazi, the U.S. government. This is all, been growing for 20, 30, 40 years, and this is the result of that. So I just want to say that I don't blame them for winning. I blame the Democratic Party for being so pathetic that somebody like an Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez can be a star. I mean, she is a star, according to them. It's like, you think Pelosi's going to drive ratings and get a social media following? You think Chuck Schumer's the leader? Like, they have nothing. They have nothing. So that's essentially why they're there. I want to say with Trump, I think what he's doing, it seems like, is he wants to brand the Democratic Party as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, because he knows mostly they're very unpopular. So what he's done over the last few weeks by doing all of his antics is he's made them the face of the party. Although I would say it's inevitable anyway, because Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are just not going to last that long. I'm sorry. So that's kind of Trump's strategy, I think, is like, let's make them the face of the party and then point at them. I do want to point out, though, that's something that the Democratic Party tried to do with Donald Trump, I believe Ben Carson and Ted Cruz. It was something called the Pied Piper strategy, which came out in the emails, and a lot of people have been talking about it for a year. That's why they kind of elevated Donald Trump in the press at first. They said, look how goofy Trump is, look how crazy. They thought Trump was the easy guy to beat for the election for Hillary Clinton. Little did they know they were creating a monster that they'd never be able to get rid of, and that's what the Democratic Party did. So I would say to Donald Trump and the conservatives, you know, I get the strategy. When I say this stuff, people say, well, Trump's playing 4D chess. He wants to make them the face of the party. It's definitely a possibility, but be careful what you create, because the older generation, I think, overwhelmingly probably doesn't like them. A lot of moderate Democrats, but you have to understand, my generation, kids that are 18, 19, 20, 21, they're not older. They don't understand economics. Until you hit 26, 27, have to pay taxes, health insurance, you don't really understand the system fully. So don't do what the Democrats did. I mean, you can do what you want, but just understand that sometimes you create a monster that's too big to destroy. So I would be very cautious in boosting these people up. You know, they're basically the young Turks of, you know, the Democratic Party now. They're socialist communists in disguise as democratic socialism, and race, sex, xenophobia, you know, twist up people's minds and get them hateful and, you know, get them feeling that way. I'm going to read 2 super chats, so we're going to continue. Mary Gole said, I put the things in the F bucket, smooth sailing. Okay. Angry Metalhead said they will be out of office. They were targeted. No, they absolutely can lose. I'm just saying, when it comes to the AOC ideology, when it comes to the Ilhan Omar ideology, you have to understand that getting rid of them is not going to get rid of the tree. You know, getting rid of 3 or 4 people, they're ignoring the fact that millions of the youth is growing up this way. And I think it starts with what Breitbart said a little bit. Politics is upstream from culture. And right now, all of the culture is communist, socialist, racist against basically people who founded America, you know, lopsided and hateful. So I think, you know, this is just my 2 cents, is the right wing needs to get a little bit better at the culture. And I don't want to knock it. You know, I'm doing what I can. You know, I'm a hip hop artist. I rap, although I won't say taking a break. I like doing more analysis now. You gotta really win over the minds of the youth. People are trying. You know, Turning Point is trying. You know, there's definitely, I think, Scott Presler's out there doing good work, and there are people who are definitely doing stuff. But it's an upstream battle, because most of, you know, the culture is leading people into the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortezes. So those are just the 2 analogies I like to think of. You don't have to make it your whole thing, but if you always knock at the leaf and you always swipe at the leaf, you're never going to get rid of the tree. You have to get to the root of the problem. And right now, education system is totally leftist. Entertainment industry, totally leftist. Music industry, totally leftist. It's all being taken over. So it's just going to create more and more Alexandria Ocasio-Cortezes. The good news, I would say, is people are not really buying it as much. You know, that's definitely a good sign. I think things are going great. I'm not trying to be a downer here. I'm just saying, don't swing at the leaf and expect to uproot the tree. And also, you know, don't blame the plant for being there when it was, you know, the system that created it, and the Democratic Party that created a party so bad that, you know, they seem like viable candidates. Marie said the elderly outnumber the youth. Yeah, but Marie, you got to understand, the elderly outnumbers the youth for now. Eventually, the youth is going to outnumber the elderly, because elderly is eventually going to pass, as we all are. I'm not saying soon, but of course the youth's going to grow up. Hopefully a lot of them grow out of it. These are just things that I think when I see people talking about it. And I do want to say, I think the squad is a little distraction too, because I find that the squad, and I've said this a lot with a lot of backlash, the squad is kind of like the Trump of the left wing. So people get so emotional and hateful that they actually make bad decisions. All you have to do to left wingers to get them to do something is say Trump likes it, so now you have to do the opposite. And that's kind of the case with Ilhan and these people. One of the biggest things that really triggered right-wingers with Ilhan Omar is the fact that she said AIPAC, which is American Israeli Political Action Committee, she said that they're influencing politicians, which I'm guessing they are. I mean, they're a foreign lobbyist firm. That was the big thing that they got mad at. So it's like, stick to the part where she won't condemn Al-Qaeda. That's crazy. Stick to the part that she said concentration camps are camps where people concentrate. That's crazy. You get what I'm saying? You can't get too emotional and hateful, because then you start looking foolish and then you become on the side of the wrong. You're like, I hate Donald Trump so much that I'm going to be pro-war because Donald Trump's anti-war. And you're like, what? Just because you hate Donald Trump, you're going to be pro-war now? That's what a lot of left-wingers are doing. And same with the right. Right-wing is like anti-free speech and anti-being able to call out lobbyists because they hate Ilhan Omar so much, where it's like, stick to the part where people are saying she married her brother for citizenship. I don't know that that's true, but if it is, figure that out. Stick to the part that she won't condemn Al-Qaeda and she laughs about it. Stick to the part, you get what I'm saying? Stick to the part that she's, saying that concentration camps are places where people concentrate. Don't start exaggerating in hopes to, get better. And that's kind of my thoughts with Trump and a lot of the right-wingers, is they're losing their mind over this squad. And there's going to be more and more squad. I get that people think that they're going to lose office, and they very well might. And I hope that they do. But you got to understand, there might be 20 more. Like, my analysis of the whole situation is the Nancy Pelosi's are screwed. They're screwed. Chuck Schumer, screwed. The Hillary Clintons are screwed. Joe Biden, screwed. They screwed themselves. They're done. So I don't see the Ilhan Omars and the Alexandria Ocasios leaving, because the old left, they went too far, and they don't have, like, Trump made a bold move. There's some things you could disagree with, but like Trump, he swung the Republican Party in a whole new direction. There's reports, I want to tell you guys, he's making fun of John Bolton. He's saying, is Ireland one of those countries you want to blow up? He's like, is there any country you don't want to nuke? Trump's such a legend. Even he knows that, John Bolton is a war hawk. He keeps making fun of him. I think that's hilarious. But Trump shifted, like, it's Trump's world now. People can give him money. People can, he can work with them. He has allies. But in a lot of ways, Trump hijacked the Republican Party from puppets, and it's his world now. Same thing with the left wing. Like, I don't see, it's never going back to the old ways. Either they have to totally shift, and that's, how are they going to do that? They've sold the only support base that watches MSNBC and CNN. They think that Robert Mueller, the guy who got into office like a week or 2 weeks before 9/11, the guy who, was on the tarmac during the Uranium One deal, the guy that's, I mean, you could look into his history. I mean, I'm not knocking the guy. Maybe he's a great guy. But overall, it's like, that's their hero. So how do you tell 50 million people that think Robert Mueller is Mother Teresa? And you get what I'm, like, there's no going back for them. They sold into 20 lies, and now they have to figure out which lie to lie about. Like, Joe Biden's like, well, they're so screwed. It's actually hilarious. They're like, it's like, I don't want to say the moon landing, but you guys get it. It's like there's so many lies wrapped. I just want to get into that real quick, since we'll get a little four-dimensional. Guys, if you listen to NASA's response to why we can't go back to the moon, one of their oldest engineers says, we went there, but we can't go back there now because we used to have the technology, but we destroyed it, and it's a painful process to build back again. And now they're saying that the Apollo mission was sexist. Buzz Aldrin says that the scariest thing about the moon landing was the fact that he was going to have to do press conferences after. I was like, bro, it's not leaving Earth's orbit. That wasn't the... It's so odd. But now you have Neil deGrasse Tyson saying that the flag is not that, like, he's like, the American flag, I can't remember his tweet exactly, but he's like, look at the Apollo patch. He's saying the Apollo patch is for the whole world. So you have fake scientists trying to take the American flag out of the moon landing, which is the entire like pinnacle iconic moment from the moon landing, which probably never happened in the first place. You get what I'm saying? When you wrap a lie in a lie in a lie in a lie in a lie, you get to the point of like nothing really matters anymore. So the point I'm getting at is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar, they're not the root of the problem. So attacking them, they're only going to grow. And like, where do you go from the left wing? Trump has mostly been authentic. There's certain things I disagree with his approach to, but overall, like Trump's brand is built on integrity and truth. And when he slips away from that, he feels backlash and people hold him accountable, and he actually changes his decision a lot. That's why I say to Trump supporters, you know, love him, but don't blindly follow him, because if you actually catch him slipping somewhere, he'll probably listen. Like Tucker Carlson's like, yo, don't start that war. And Trump's like, all right, I'll listen to Tucker because I like him. He's that kind of guy. He's very pragmatic. So, you know, but the left wing, the Democratic Party, how can they go back on what they did? I don't know. Like, they lied about Mueller. They lied about immigration. They like, what aren't they lying about? So which lie do they tell the truth about now? How do they salvage their party from the Ilhan Omars? People are desperate for something. Chuck Schumer is nothing. Nancy Pelosi's nothing. People are desperate for something. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is something. Ilhan Omar is something. Rashida Tlaib is something. You know, Ayanna, whatever, they're something to grasp onto. And they're also what the left-wing kids have been fed, or all the kids have been fed for the last 10 years. Racist, sexist, xenophobic, America bad, you know, communism good. Like, they're that. They're a manifestation of the school systems the last 50 years. They're a manifestation of the entertainment industry the last 50 years. They're a manifestation of the movie, television, all of entertainment, all of, you know, culture. They're a manifestation of that. So until that's changed, and we're doing that, I said on Twitter, I said, congratulations, everyone. Without citizen journalists, without the hundreds of millions of people around the world that are fighting the media, you know, or at least challenging the media, there is no Trump, there is no truth, there is no any of this. So that's the difference. And I would love to see the right wing do that more, is understand, you know, the music industry, the television industry, the film industry, create great stuff. We're doing it online, but overall, I think that's the future. And I do think in many ways that don't get too emotional and hateful about the squad. It will lead to right-wing demise in some ways. And also don't think that they're the root of the problem. They're a symptom of a problem that's been building for decades. Now I'm going to answer some questions. Thank you guys so much for joining. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America, and God bless the world. I appreciate you for being here. In the comments or in the title, if you'd like to support, I got all this stuff. I want to say 10 of my last 11 videos on Facebook are demonetized, and my last 4 or 5 videos on Facebook. I'm sorry, my last 10 of 11 on YouTube have been demonetized, 4 or 5 on Facebook. They're cracking down, it seems like, a little more, but I don't even care anymore. I'm blessed. I'm having a good day. But if you don't do anything, sign up to my free email list. And now I'll take a few questions before I take off. Let's see what you guys are saying. I read this now. Thanks, Mary. Appreciate you. Or Marie, rather. I keep calling you Mary. Someone said, Logos bless you. Thank you, Aqua. Aqua. That means water in Spanish. We're going to do some Spanish today. Someone said, read The Naked Communist. Sounds edgy. Thank you, Carol. Appreciate you. Someone said, Barack uses the woman's bathroom. Asian wonder destroyer. Okay. Thank you, Justin. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you. Shao from Italia. Thank you, Zoo. Appreciate you, brother. Or I think it's a guy, hopefully. Hola, Amor from Miami. What's going on? Right now, who wins 2020? Trump, but you got to watch the tech companies. They're sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Someone said the squad scares me. I mean, fear is the enemy. Don't be afraid, but you just got to do something about it. You get what I'm saying? The point I do these streams is because there can be people that just say MAGA, 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 you know, like we're going to win, we're the best, screw the squad, screw the squad. But that's not getting to the root of the problem. You have to counter the culture. And in many ways, we need a few people like that, but 95% of the mainstream conservatives do that, and they're not getting through to the youth. They're not breaking through the culture. And then you have someone like myself, not to boast myself up, but it's like, I do music. I'm respected among, very respected people in the hip hop industry. I can do interviews and get through to left-wing people. I could go on the Breakfast Club and be 20 times better than Democrats, and everybody would feel what I'm saying because it would be real. I can do that, but you notice, not that I want anyone's help, I don't even need it or care, but you notice they never book me for events, they never book me for schools, they book the people that no kids want to listen to. I don't care. It inspires me to do my own stuff, but I'm saying 95% of the right wing just want people who act like them, but nobody that doesn't already understand you wants to hear that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've gone to the Women's March, and a Democratic Socialist said, and I had a Democratic Socialist shirt on, said, Anomaly, I love your videos. That's rare. I'm not a fan of socialism. I'm not a fan of communism. I joke about Bernie Sanders all the time, but Democratic Socialists will still listen to me. That's epic. And that's a little bit more of what we need. Devin Mackinac, because they know I'm not lying to them. And even a socialist can take what I'm saying and bring it to their side. And once you weigh it up against the dumb things that some socialists are doing, you realize that it's not the play. It's like when the right wingers start lying, then I go listen to a left winger and they'll tell me the truth about it. Not everything, but very few topics. Devin Mackinac, Anomaly, I enjoy your point of view. Please say again that it's a great time to be alive. Help a sister out. Thank you. It's a great time to be alive. I mean, it's what you make of it. We got cell phones, technology. In the 1920s, you used to have to do a horse and buggy, or 1900s, early 1900s, horse and buggy to go get food. Now you could call for delivery service on an iPhone. I said on Twitter earlier today, and I mean it, starting from nothing is a blessing. If you had central air your whole life, you don't think anything of it. But if you didn't have air conditioning, and then you work hard, and then you get an apartment with air conditioning like I have, you're grateful for it. And I don't even have air conditioning in every room, but it's like that's the beauty of life. Stay with that perspective. I can't walk right now, and I went to get a coffee, and I met a woman who fell off a scooter and had 12 bolts in her leg. And I said, how long do you have to have the bolts in? She said, permanently. And I was like, yikes. I've had interviews with people that can't walk at all. They from birth, they've, not been able to walk. But they're fully functioning brain, maybe over functioning. They're smarter than most people. So everything is perspective. You gotta, Stevie Wonder is epic at piano because he can't see, or some people think he can see, but just gotta find the good, find the blessing in any situation. Is it bad that you needed to go for water on a horse with a buggy? There was a blessing in that too. I'm sure a lot of people there were mentally more stable back then. Families stayed together. You got exercise, you got sunlight. So I'm sure there was a blessing in a horse and buggy too. But we live in this time. You got to make the most of it. Someone said Stevie Wonder can see. I don't know that Stevie Wonder can see, but I know that people think he can see. I posted a picture of him or something, or his music. I said I liked it, and someone was like, Stevie Wonder could see. They got a conspiracy for everything. Bearable Light said the world is impersonable via social engineering. The world is very impersonal, maybe impressionable, you meant, via social engineering. Totally. No, I mean, that's where Trump could lose. I don't think he will, but like the social engineering of Google, Facebook, Twitter, all of entertainment, they're socially engineering people so far to the brink. It's going to plant a lot of seeds that are going to come to harvest in 5, 10, 20 years. So we got to really think about that. But overall, that's what we have to do. Look at this as a blessing to stand out. Now, if you're not the social engineers of total insanity, you stick out. I stick out like a sore thumb because I'm not that, and I don't get that much hate. I mean, definitely comes, but overall, you got to see times of chaos and delusion as now there's a space for me, so there's a blessing in it. I just, I don't care. I'm gonna do it myself. But there's a lot of, yeah. I'm not even gonna complain. I'm just gonna keep making stuff. All right, we'll do one more question, then I'm gonna cut it off because I want to make this one shorter so people don't get scared to watch it. Someone said Alex Jones says 5G messes with our DNA. I mean, we can end on that one, and then I'm gonna take off. But I don't know enough about 5G. I've heard the positives of it. I've heard the negatives. All I'm gonna say is this: when it comes to life, there's two things. Either you can do something about it and you should do it, or you can't do anything about it and you gotta just power through it. If 5G is as bad as they say, I'm trying to, manifest through it. I'm trying to have a good energy, strong, powerful mindset and body to, withstand it. That's my thought. And if it's not happening, then, it's not as bad as they say it is. I don't know for sure, but it's like, if I can't change 5G, I could talk about it. We can have discussions about it, but you got to, mind over matter. There's a lot of things weighing down against you in this world. There's a lot of food. There's a lot of radiation. There's a lot of things coming against you always, and there's a lot of blessings, and we're definitely being bombarded with awful medicine and technology and stuff. But at the end of the day, what can you really do? We still live pretty long lives, and you could be healthy, eat healthy, and have something terrible happen to you. I'm extremely healthy. People always ask me, aren't you afraid of saying stuff? Aren't you afraid of this? First of all, fear is the enemy. Second of all, out of everything, I stepped on a spike. You get what I'm saying? It's like you can't plan everything. It's like I'm healthy. I can run miles and miles. I play sports. I walk everywhere. And then I stepped on a spike. Nobody hunted me down. Nobody stopped me. I stopped myself by an unfortunate path to the beach. So I don't spend too much realm in the negative. But that's just my thoughts. I don't know enough about it. I have 5Gs that hurting me. I would say you're probably going to be fine. I mean, there's a lot of things on this planet that aren't the best. There's a lot of things on this planet that are, not the worst. I personally don't think it's as bad as they're saying, but who knows? It could be. Either way, I'm sure you'll be fine. Just have a good mentality. I'm going to leave on that too. There's things that are happening, I think, but I think some of them you can combat them with mind power. Sounds a little crazy, but if you live in the realm of I'm being attacked at all angles, you're going to be susceptible to that. But if you live in the realm of, I'm going to withstand it, I'm going to be strong and get over it, I think you heal yourself through that process. That's what I think. But once again, I'm not an expert on 5G or the science behind that. But God bless you guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to end these ones. And like I said, I have Bitcoin and Litcoin and Ethereum. If anybody wants to support that way, a few people asked. I have my free email list. It's 100% free. We're going to start doing live events as early as September and take them around the country if things go well. So I'll let you guys know with the free email list. But thank you guys for supporting. And like I said, if you don't do anything, please sign up to the free email list. It's 100% free. There's no reason not to. I'm not annoying and I don't spam like everyone else. I hate getting mail every day. I send one mail every 3 months or so, or 2 months. I'm very not annoying. All right. See you guys. I'll be back maybe later today, tomorrow. I'm feeling good. So try to get some video work done. See you guys.